Hi, I'm Robert. Welcome back to another edition of the High Desert Ranch channel. This is a weekly video log that I'm doing just because there's a lot of things going on right now, so I thought maybe some of this might be of interest to you. Today, I'm doing one of a couple things. I'm going to get this wheel line going again. Had to wait on a bunch of parts, and so I now have the parts. So we're going to figure out just exactly what it is we need to do. Hopefully that'll be enough to get our running. So yeah, I guess let's go ahead and get going, shall we? Alright, so for whatever reason, these gaskets, the old gaskets and the new gaskets don't work. Even though the part numbers are the exact same, I don't know what's going on. A little frustrating because I'm trying to get water on this property and it's just not having it. So I'm gonna just try and put in these new drain plugs because all the drain plugs are shot on this wheel line. It's so old. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and do that and get something, but so these drain valves is what when it gets pressurized, the system, they close up, and then it allows, when you depressurize, the wheel line to drain, so it doesn't, the water doesn't stay in there, and it also doesn't damage the wheel line because there's a lot of weight. Snowpack from the mountains here is all but gone, so be curious to see how the rest of the summer goes. There are springs, but depending on how hot it gets, which, like I say, we're pushing 90 today almost, and then these next few days we're supposed to be hitting 90 for sure. So yeah. That goes sometimes. Got some fun, exciting things coming. Gonna do some hog pen videos, show you how to build a good hog pen, and we'll be getting cows later this month. The guy I talked with, he's keeping them for me, so he's got the bulls in with him, so when I take the delivery of the cows and the calves on the side, the cows will already be bred for next year, so that's a good sign. And he's a good man, so I'm excited to do that. But sometimes this is what the ranch life is. It just, it's just kind of the more mundane stuff. Fixing wheel line. So one down and several more to go. So I got the rest of this wheel line to do, and hey, as you can see, mountains, snow's all but gone. So I'm going to continue on, replace the rest of these. I'm sure you don't want to watch the rest of it, and then I'm going to head over to a different spot, turn the water, and then go check on the hogs. Alright, so as you can see, it's just after midnight, and for some of you that live back east or wherever you're watching this, it might seem a little foreign to you, but there's something out here called water turns. I talked about it in one of my other videos, but out here in the west where water is liquid gold, you got to take your turns when it's your turn. And so this particular turn out here, just to get enough water onto the pasture at different times, I've got 5 days on this water turn, and so I've got to time it enough to where I've got to spread out the love, so to speak, on these different pastures. So I'm out here to kind of twofold. I'm a little silly to admit this, but I left my boots when I was out here. I switched out boots, and usually I'll put them in the truck bed because sometimes I'll get distracted and I'll take off in the truck and I'll leave my boots on the side of the road. In this case, when I say road, it's like the road on the property. So, but I'm out here to grab that, but also them boots, but I'm also here to put the water on a different part of the pasture. So this is part of my continued video log series. I'm trying to see, a few of you requested this, so because honestly sometimes I don't know what's interesting to people, but so this is kind of, here you have it. Even at nighttime, midnight, you're out doing stuff, making water, turning water, moving it around, just so you make sure that you squeeze every available ounce that you have of water, gallon of water, onto your piece of property, especially now that we're entering the dry season here in June. It's gonna June is the driest month, believe it or not. It's June and July, and so it's important to make sure that things get water on them, and so it's what you gotta do. Other times your water turn, it begins at 5 a.m., which you don't necessarily have to take it at 5 a.m., but you know, it's if you've only got, say, 7 or 8 hours on that water turn, well, it's pretty darn important to be there when it's time for you to get your water turn. Or, you know, that's the difference between making a living and not making a living out here in these parts. So figured, yeah, let me know if any of that makes sense to you, or if you've kind of got the same issue where you're at. Yeah, so I'm going to continue going forward. I've got to drive basically right into the middle of the property, and it's looking pretty good. Things are greening up. There are some weeds that do need to be fed off. Some of this mustard plant is actually really good for cattle. It's starting to dry out, and once it dries out, the cattle won't want to eat it. So that's something for next season that I'm going to be focusing on. I'll even do a video about to where you can really use your livestock for the weed management, so it'll help keep the weeds down and all. And if you teach them while they're young, especially if they're not familiar with it, but you actually go out of your way to feed those particular plants to them, they will do what they can to go after those plants. So again, just a great way to not responsibly manage your land and keep invasive weeds out, and let the animals do all the work for you. So anyways, we're almost here, so I'm gonna hop out. It's pitch dark, so you won't be able to see nothing really, but just there you go, another day, and in this case another night and a new day here on the High Desert Ranch here in the Intermountain West. So tomorrow I'll take you, do a little update on the hogs, and we'll see just how they're doing, the little piglets. And they're still a little skittish, but you can't blame them. They were just castrated a week ago, and now they've been they're no longer with their family, so they're in a new surrounding and environment. But so yeah, so I'm gonna hop out now and sign off for the night, and I appreciate you coming along here on this midnight water turn. All right, welcome back. Another day on the weekly vlog, video log. We are turning water into this field And for some of you, it's a little bit foreign. There's some cement ditches still around these parts, and a lot of pressurized. So trying to do an old school system, and we've been so busy trying to do other things that we're finally getting to it. You can probably see my uncle over there. He's working the tractor on a ditcher, trying to clear out the ditch. And this is one of the spots where you can turn out water, and we really are just trying to get water to flow in, and then we'll come back when the dirt's soft, because it's hard as a rock, to clean it out some more. But as you can see, it's running down the field now into these ditches. So that's going down this ditch as well to another ditch that's just down that way to water that portion of the field. And my uncle's working the top ditch right now. So anyways, that's what's going on today. I'm gonna go over to another piece of property, move the wheel line. That's pressurized, whereas over here isn't. It's all hand setting gates in your ditches and whatnot. So this is the last full water turn. After that, we get a double stream. So that water's just following the ditcher. So we're done at that property ditching. Got the water turned in as best we can. I gotta head back home. I got some things to do, and then I'm gonna have to come back out tonight again in order to get the water moved at that other piece of property with the pressurized irrigation. So the thing I gotta remember is come tomorrow, my water turn, when it ends, I've gotta make sure I put the water back. I got to put it back into the ditch, so that way the people downstream, down the ditch, can get their share of water. So it's me signing off right now, and I'll pick it up here later tonight, probably close to midnight. So as you can see, it is almost midnight, and I took care of what I needed to earlier, and we ditched the 40, that 40-acre field, re-ditched it, and so I took care of some of that stuff, and now I'm just heading out to this other piece to move the wheel line, because that's just how it worked out. And if I keep it on it till the morning, it'll be too long, and I got to keep moving that water through that field to keep on a good 18-day rotation. So come along with me. I'm gonna hit this up, and then I'm gonna head home and get some much needed rest. But I figured you'd like to come along and see that come rains. Alrighty, so note to self, definitely check the headlamps before you take off, because my headlamp is dead. So you can't see me, so I'm gonna keep this really short. I'm just letting this wheel line drain so it can actually be moved easy. It takes a few minutes, but yeah, so I'll get this changed and moved and head on back to the house. So all right, so I'm back home, took care of all that. Believe it or not, it looked pitch dark on the video, but we're close to near a full moon, so I had plenty of light to move that sprinkler line, get it going, and I'm glad that tomorrow is the Sabbath day, because I certainly need a day of rest. It's been a long week. It's been a fun week. Got the pigs, the little piglets, and then here in the next couple weeks I'll be getting several cows with calf at the side. So that'll be a nice little adventure, and I'll bring you along for that. But otherwise, it's just kind of the same old, same old. We've accomplished a lot, and we continue to move forward with the help of family and friends, and of course with your guys' support. And so keep the comments coming. I love them. Again, I do this channel for you to learn, and also to that perhaps I might be your ticket to help escape the ordinary, and that you can come along with me to see just what it's like to live the high life here in the high desert mountains of the Intermountain West, right here on the High Desert Ranch channel. All right, a little addition to the weekly video log, just to give you an indication just how crazy things can be. This ditch, it's being diverted. We got to clean this out more so it doesn't spill over the other way. We'll do that now. The ground's moist, but I have to go to church, and I just realized the next water turn is at 9:48 a.m. and believe me, it is serious. It's not like, oh, I'll just do it after church or something like that. That person wait. No, out here water is liquid gold, and I noticed that this next person that gets their turn at 9:48 only has it for 12 hours. So then at 9:48 p.m. today, someone else get their water turn. So if I don't send this water down, there are going to be some angry people, and just like good fences make for good neighbors, people being responsible with their water turn makes for good neighbors as well. So that's it. Signing off. I'll see you next week, and we'll go from there.